Hi, Paper Pumpkin ladies again. I just wanted to share with you, this was the kit that we made today. So these were the cards on their actual bases now. And you can see I bumped each one up and they're really cute inside, and did the matching envelopes to go with them. So you know how to do all of those. Just wanted to show you how cute they were all completed on their actual bases. You also did this slimline card. You did a great job on that. I think, Linda, you were the only one that didn't get to do the slimline card, and all your materials are in your handout from me and your actual kit. The only piece you might be confused about is this piece right here. It is an opened up envelope from the add-on kit, and it's cut apart into two 2-inch long strips. And they are connected behind this Ferris wheel, so you would never see it. And when you stamp the bottom piece, you want to start with this, You Light Up My Life, and then go up and down and up so that you don't have to try to do it straight. And it doesn't matter if the You Light Up My Life goes off on either side, because when you first look at your card, you look at this sentiment first. That's where your eye goes. On the inside, I just added 3 fireflies on the right and 1 on the left. I then, actually, I had some extra pieces left from this coral piece, and so I pieced them together and made this cover for the back of the envelope. And I just pieced each piece like a quilt and glued them in place. And where they met, I added a little lantern, and I did the fireflies and calypso coral with balmy blue little butts and trails. So that's how you do that one. If you have any additional questions, let me know. It's pretty self-explanatory when you look at it. You know how to put these together. We did it earlier on the other card. This was bumped up, the Ferris wheel, and the fireflies were bumped up. Pretty easy. Okay, so that's that. The ones we didn't get to, I wanted to share with you the 3 that you use 3 of your card bases from your add-on kit. And what I actually did is I cut the front from the back, and I just did a slice. I took all 3 of the fronts, put them together, and then I sliced them. 1 slice, 2 slices, so I had 3 pieces. Then I laid out each of the cards' bases and put them together so that they made a pattern a little bit different on each one. And then I glued them onto a white piece of cardstock, which is in your little pieces that I gave you, and then glued them onto card bases. I think they look great. You'll notice I added a little extra treatment on this one by just taking a little sponge and using a different color and just sponged the color around the label. Gives it a whole different look, a little more finished. Okay, so those are pretty easy, self-explanatory. Once you realize that you cut the front from the backs of your 3 different colors, and you just make 1 slice, and then from this piece, the 1 piece, you just slice up the middle again. And it doesn't matter how you do it. each pattern is going to be unique, and then you just take one from each of the 3 bases and put them together. So you'll notice that this, and this are from all 3 different cards. The other thing I did is I used my white highlighter, my white Jelly Roll pen, and I added little trails for each of the fireflies. So it added a little more interest. And I added a few more dots in the sky to be more, to have more stars. But other than that, that's all I did. Okay, so now you know how to do the 3-in-1 card. Easy peasy. And again, I made matching envelopes to go with each of the card bases, full cards. Okay, you saw how to make the DSP. Really, you just start with a piece of paper. The white paper, is 5 1/4 inches lengthwise, and it's 4 inches wide. And what I did is I started with the largest image first. This works for anything that you might be doing. So I stamped the fireworks first, then the fireflies, and then the firefly trails, and then I added the little stars, and the last thing I did were some of those random triangles that we now know are actually the rear ends of the fireflies. So really cute. And then how cute is that if you were to put it on a piece of red paper or a piece of blue paper? Really makes them nice. So I'm all set for 4th of July next year. Almost. Okay, now for the pieces, the cards that were random. Remember I said you could use the front to make it a card, and that's exactly what I did. I took one of the card bases from the add-on kit, and I simply glued the whole front piece on there, and it makes a darling little card with the matching fireflies on the envelope, because that matches the fireflies in the flower. The one that Vicki really wanted to know about was this really cute one. And actually, it's not much different than the one that you made with me earlier, except I cut right on that second line up. And so I completely separated the 2 pieces, and I glued it at an angle. So when you glue it at an angle, you have a little piece hanging off here, and you just trim it off. How I glued this one on is I actually carefully took my glue and followed the little gold lines all the way around, and that's how I glued it on. Very thin stripe of glue. But before I did that, I stamped on the images. And so 1, 2, 3 big fireworks, and then 1, 2, 3, actually 4, I could have done that lower, fireflies. And then I added the pop-up dimensional fireflies, and I added the flat stars. I took my purple Blueberry Bliss, and I sponged around the outside of the label. You Light Up My Life, and then I used just the tip of my highlighter to complete that. So nothing on the inside, but you could easily add a few fireflies if you wanted to. Call me if you have any questions. Okay, this one was with one of the add-on bases. Again, the the whole card, and all I did was 1, 2, 3 of the starbursts, and so they look like chrysanthemums. I put the dimensional stars in the centers, and then you could use that straight tip for your stems, but I just drew mine on and drew some leaves on just randomly. You could do anything you wanted, and then I popped up the fireflies. So that's the way that one was made. Very simple, but I think it's really cute. Again, I used the white highlighter pen to make the trails of the fireflies, and I added several more white dots just to bring the color from the top all the way down, just to create some interest. So added lots of white dots and trails to that. Okay, this one, again, you use a piece of your envelope, one of your envelopes, with the green fireflies, actually balmy blue fireflies, I think, or Coastal Cabana, I guess. I guess those are Coastal Cabana. And you have the extra pieces to go ahead and make this. All I did was center the jade piece inside the black and bumped up a little lantern. I gave you a little piece of twine to tie a ribbon bow there and glue it on with, I actually used a little dimensional underneath there. Very easy once you see, and you've got all the pieces to do that. So I'd love to see what yours looks like. And what I did on the inside is I used that Coastal Cabana and I made my own fireflies, but you could easily use the Blackberry Bliss or the black ink that you had from your last month's kit. Again, You Light Up My Life, it could very easily be a birthday card. It could be a holiday card. And what I did is I took one of the bases from the original kit, and I used one of the bags, and I just cut the bag open and I rounded the corners, added some stars, added some red fireworks. Again, I used that stamping off technique where you'll see one has a full color and then a lighter color. So the way I did that is I stamped one and then one off. Stamped one off. Stamped one off. Stamped one off. Okay, so I didn't re-ink between that one off. And again, then it has a cute envelope that matches it. For this card, actually, it's very easy. I took one of the labels and just used the bottom portion. I made the stars across so it looked kind of like the old-fashioned Corningware, you know, the white with the blue Corning kind of thing. And then I made my own tag and from one of my stamp sets, but you could easily put happy birthday, good for you. You could handwrite your own in if you don't have something that you would like to use. And what I did is I started at the bottom and I did 1, 2, 3. So I made like a triangle of the fireflies in the dark blue, and they're flat. Then I added 2 flat Coastal Cabanas, and then I bumped up with dimensionals 2 of the Coastal Cabanas in the front. And what I did for the candles, you'll see that they're not all uniform. They were just strips of little pieces of paper that I had, and I stuck them in, glued them flat as candles, and added the stars like the flame. So easy, easy. These two just quickly are for those of you that already have a daisy punch. Maybe that's only Joanne at this point, but to let you know, just like I did on your sample one, they're made with the envelopes, and then I used the sprig punch, and then I used the a label punch, and you could use any kind of label punch. So easy to do. So just layering, nothing fancy. And then the last one I did was a cute one with the jar punch. This is a punch that you might be interested in. You could use it for all sorts of things. But this time around, I punched out an envelope of each, a piece from each of the envelopes that I had left over, and then I just made some trails with the highlighter to be able to look like the jars are lit up. And I put a strip of, I think this is black, maybe it's dark brown, I don't know, it's just a strip of paper that I had, and made it 4 1/4 so that it goes side to side. I bumped up the label, and again, any kind of label works. And then I randomly had some extra jewels from another project, but again, you could use sequins, you could use your white pen and make some stars, some dots, lots of different ways to add a little bling on there, but very simply put together. So the last thing was just the idea that you can use your cutout pieces as stencils, and this was my attempt to show you how you could start making some poppies for a background. I don't know that this will ever turn into anything more than just playing around, but I thought, shoot, I might even just cut them out and put them on another piece of paper, and they become really cute flowers in like a pot or a vase. The last thing I didn't show you earlier was an actual piece of home decor. And I made this for the summer, to celebrate the summer. It's just a piece of gesso, hard, cheap stuff that I got, I think at Michael's, where you get like 10 for $5 or something on that sale rack. And I mounted each little vignette featuring this kit. And I think it turned out really cute. And here is that long line it's actually used as a sparkler, where I put the firework and then I put the star in between. And on this one, I did another jar off to the side, cut it right here, glued it again on the lines, and I put the fireflies inside, one outside. And then to remind us that we're in the middle of summer, here's the summer piece. You Light Up My Life, I thought was really cute. I used a piece of an envelope and then one of the lanterns. I strung 3 of the lanterns across a night sky. I happened to have some dragonflies from another project, so added those here, but you could put more stars. You could cut a picture out. And then summer is always a party, so it starts out with it's a party. So I think it turned out really cute, and I'm sorry I didn't have time to share it with you. Okay, if you have any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, I think 19 minutes and 50 seconds is enough.